Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Krios Hale, and today I wanted to show you Star Citizen. So, I was lucky enough to find this article online about DragonCon 2014 and how the people on the floor of the DragonCon, they were given this code that would allow them to access Star Citizen. Turns out anybody can use that code, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the info section of my video so you guys can use it as well. There's a catch to this, which is that it ends on September 5th. So if you want to get in on some action in Star Citizen, I suggest you get that code and start downloading it. It's about 13 gigs to get the entire game and update, and I was running at about between 800 KB per second and 1.2 megs per second, and it took me a couple hours, so keep that in mind. Anyway, this is the hangar. Okay, as you know, Star Citizen is being handed out in modules. So this is the hangar deck, and then there's Arena Commander as well. Now this is a limited early access, so we have one ship, we have the hangar, we have Arena Commander with the drones, and two areas where you can fly. You can do free flights or you can do combat in. So it's a little bit limited, but it still gives you a feel for what's going on in the game. So let's take a look around. So as you know, this is the hangar deck. This is not a person, this is actually a mannequin. Alright. This hangar deck is pretty detailed. It has some nifty things in it. Little functions here. Different things you can do here. Check out the ships and the weapons and such. Now, I just got into this game about an hour ago, so I'm still a little bit new to some of the functions on here. But it's looking pretty good so far. I have to admit that it's buggy for where it's at. I kind of expected for a game that's being handed out in modules that the modules be pretty much perfect, but the game has crashed for me twice already, and it's been less than an hour, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen again when I'm showing you guys around here. So this is the ship that we have in the early access. Let's take a look inside. Now I have to admit the animations are pretty nice on here. As you can see, it's detailed, getting into the ship. I've showed you guys Elite Dangerous before, and as you know, you can't walk around inside hangars or space stations yet or anything, so this is kind of nice to have this. This is what I think is kind of like a sleeping area, I guess. That's what I've figured out so far. Not a whole lot else I could figure out you can do in here. One little issue I found was that when I was attempting to access the cockpit from here, it had some glitches in it. That's where the game crashed for me. So I'm probably not going to take that route. I'll go ahead and show you the cockpit here, and obviously more when we get into Arena Commander. So. There's a ladder up here which you can use to get up on the catwalk, walk around. So again, a lot of detail, which is appreciated. Put on my helmet and HUD. Alright, so that's pretty much the hangar deck so far. So what I'm going to do is go into access to the Arena Commander. Now as you can see, it's in modules. If you take a look at my Elite Dangerous videos, you'll notice how everything's continuous. It's a full package. You leave a space station, you go into hyper jump, and you go to a different space station. You're doing trading, you're doing combat, things like that. It's an open world, ready for you to explore. Again, we talk about Star Citizen. It's modules that are being developed as we speak. So here's the RSI Aurora MR trainer version. That's the only ship we can choose in the early access. And then we can't do the Spectrum match, we can only do Drone Sim. So for this one, there's two areas that you can go to. It's Broken Moon or Dying Star. I kind of like Broken Moon, it's a little bit clearer, so I want to go ahead and show you that. Now, in terms of the graphics, I think it's looking really good. I don't have any slowdown or loss of frame rate so far. The enemies, the AI seems to be pretty smart, maneuverable, things like that. I do like the controls in the spaceship that we have, which I'll show in a little bit. You have extra camera angles, which you don't have in Elite Dangerous. That's pretty nice, so you can take a look at your ship from the outside. And there's an interior view, just like Elite, where you can look around the cockpit and out the windows and such.
Free flight mode.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries.
Alright,
Enjoy the ride. System check.
so here we are. As you can see, there's some pop-in. So I'm looking down at this planet, and the, yeah, still can't see any details, but the last time I loaded this module, the details popped up quicker than this, actually. So, again, early access, and the game has still quite a few bugs in it. So, this is the interior view. You can actually look around. So as you can see, what I'm seeing in front of my screen, I'm talking about just in front of my eyes, that's the HUD of my helmet, which rotates along with me as I look around. Okay, you can see the details down on the planet surface now. The graphics have loaded. Okay, pretty nice. I like the glass cockpit, being able to look down, seeing the planet surface before you, below you, and such. Alright. So that's the cockpit view. Let's take a look. This is the exterior view here. Again, the graphics are looking really nice so far. So the only thing I've noticed so far, and I don't believe it's an issue with my joystick, because I play other flight sim games without any problems, but the thing that I notice is on the yaw, there's a little bit of exaggeration of motion, and I'll show that to you in combat pretty soon here. Again, some nifty camera views. Alright, this is from the front. Alright. This is free flight mode. I showed you guys a little bit around here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and load up. I'm going to return to the hangar, and I'm going to load up a combat scenario. Alright, so I wanted to save you guys from waiting in the loading screen here. So go back to Arena Commander. Select the ship. Drone Sim. We're going to go ahead and instead of free flight, we're going to do the Vanduul Swarm, and let's check it out. So if you're looking for insight into the game and comparing it to other space sims like Elite, the first impression I should say is that right now it feels disjointed because of the modules. And I know there's a lot of fans of Star Citizen out there, but just bear with me. I think it's going to get better as time goes on. There's a lot of potential here. I know the developers have a lot of plans, and you can look at different interviews online where they talk about you know, what they're going to do next, inventories, different ships, factions, things like that. So there's definitely a lot of promise.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Vanduul Swarm initiated.
Alright, here we go.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Radar contact. Standby. Scanning.
So you'll notice on my yaw control, you'll see how I go straight past the target at times. Alright, I need to get a little bit closer careful. Let's take out this Vanduul right here. The other thing I noticed in the hangar module that I forgot to mention is that although similarly just like the yaw control, it kind of bouncing around, I'd be standing in the hangar deck and not actually moving at all, and my character would move. And it's kind of doing a shuffle across the area. So again, it just reminds you even more that, hey, this is an early access game. Still a lot of bugs being worked out.
Enemy down.
Right, that's good. And I will say also, this is the free early access from Dragon Con, like I was saying before. So other folks who have some more access and access to different ships in the game, you know, they can give you even more insight.
Alert. Front shield at 25%. Enemy
Zero
down.
hostile contacts remaining.
Alright, 0 hostile contacts, but we're gonna get another wave here shortly.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Radar contact. Standby. Scanning.
Alright, just showing you the view from the outside in combat. I don't particularly like it. I don't think that's what it was designed for. But there we go. Much better. I don't really know the background of these machines and what's going on, but I can only assume that they're doing terraforming on this planet and creating an atmosphere where there is one. And if that is what's going on, I think that's pretty cool.
Enemy down.
Oh.
Standby.
So
Scanning.
far, combat seems to be pretty satisfying. I do notice that there's a little bit more of leading the target
Enemy down.
in this game, which
Standby.
means
Scanning.
that you're firing a little bit ahead of
Impact.
the target based on distance from you, which is pretty cool. Oh man, this guy's dead.
Enemy
Zero
down.
hostile contacts remaining.
Alright, so that gives you a little bit preview into the combat and the free flight as well. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you're looking for kind of a final verdict on the game, I can't say that I have one at this point. It's early access, a lot of room for improvement. There's still quite a few bugs and glitches in it, but I think the final product is going to be pretty nice. Of course, it's Robert Space Industries, excellent track record, developers know what they're doing, certainly have enough funds from Kickstarter if you look up the value on there, so really have high hopes for it. Not going to buy into it or invest any money in it yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens. As you know, I have bought into Elite, which is fantastic, full package. It's an excellent game even at this point. But I'm going to give Star Citizen a little bit more time. Not to say it isn't going to be a good game, Again, really positive about it, but I'm going to wait and see. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave it for me in the video. Again, if you want that code and you want to access this game, then go ahead and look at the info box and you can track it there. As always, I appreciate you guys watching my video. If you liked it, go ahead and press that like button and let me know what you think. Alright, have an awesome day.